You're fine. That was a friendly reminder. Good morning. We call the clerk will open the roll so we can take attendance. The clerk will close the roll. As a quorum is present, we will hop right into today's docket. First up, we have Senate Bill 720, patroned by Senator Marsden.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, members of the committee, Senate Bill 720, I'd like to thank Tammy McGee for, I don't know whether she's, I thought she was here. Okay. And for being here today to share her story and for bringing this legislation to my attention. She's dedicated her life to making kids safer behind the wheel. She's the founder of the Guido Memorial Foundation, created in memory of her son Connor, who was tragically killed in a triple fatality crash in 2019. Since that time, she's worked closely with families, law enforcement, and educators and state leaders to advance meaningful traffic safety reforms across the Commonwealth. This bill quite simply seeks to implement meaningful safeguards to improve transparency, protect minors, and elevate the overall quality of driver education and traffic safety across the Commonwealth. This bill would create a driver instructor require a driver instructor to display an instructor identification placard that is clearly visible to the student. The point of this bill is to prevent driving students from being picked up by either an unknown individual or, in some cases, a different person than the certified instructor they were expecting, i.e. a relative or a friend covering for them. The bill merely allows for students and parents to confirm the identity and certification of the driver instructor, and I hope it's the will of the committee to report the bill.
Thank you, Senator. Are there any questions or comments from members of the subcommittee? Seeing none at this time. I know that you have someone who wishes to speak in support of the bill virtually, but I just want to ask if there's anyone in the room who wishes to speak in support. Okay. And I do not see anyone who wishes to speak in opposition of the bill in the room. Seeing none, we will now go to virtual testimony. Mrs. McGee, you have 60 seconds.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. You have 60 seconds. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you, Madam Chair and member committees. Thank you to Senator Marsden for carrying this bill. This isn't about paperwork. This is about real-time verification. Teens should not have to question or feel uncomfortable questioning whether the person beside them is properly licensed. This placard contains only professional information, which is already required, and it's shown only during instructions and costs very similar to badges that are worn by teachers or coaches. Motor vehicle crashes are the leading cause of death for teens, and this bill makes safety visible, protects students, and supports reputable instructors. Respectfully ask for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. McGee. Are there any questions or comments from members of the subcommittee? Seeing none, the subcommittee operates by motion.
Madam Chair, move to report. Second.
A motion has been made and properly seconded to report Senate Bill 720. The clerk will open the roll. The clerk will close the roll. Senate Bill 720 reports on a vote to 9 to 0.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair, members of the committee. See you around the farm here.
Thank you. All right, so I am going to just work my way down the page. So next up we have Senate Bill 440, patroned by Senator Bagby. Senator Bagby was unable to join us this morning and has asked me to present his bills for him. So I will simply describe the bill. I will provide an opportunity for members of the subcommittee to ask a question or a comment. Recognize I am not the patron. And then we will go to in-person and virtual testimony as necessary. So Senate Bill 440 extends from 5 to 30 days, a time period for which the owner of a motor vehicle is authorized to use license plates from his motor vehicle on another motor vehicle owned by the person operating a garage or owned by a motor vehicle dealer, provided that such use is limited to the time during which the motor vehicle is being repaired or while the motor vehicle owned by the garage operator or motor vehicle dealer is loaned to him for demonstration. Are there any questions or comments from members of the subcommittee? Seeing none, is there anyone in the room who wishes to speak in support of the bill?
Yes, good morning, Madam Chair and members of the committee. My name is William Childress with the Independent Deal Association, and we strongly support the bill. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone who wishes to speak in opposition to the bill? Seeing none, the bill is back before the subcommittee as we do not have anyone signed up for virtual testimony in support or opposition.
Madam Chair, move to report.
Second.
A motion has been made and properly seconded to report Senate Bill 440. The clerk will open the roll.
Question for the chair. I'm sorry. May I ask?
We'll close the roll. Or can you cancel the rows? Yeah.
I'm sorry. On line 17, it still says him. Would the senator entertain a friendly amendment to?
Given that the language has passed the Senate as is with unanimous support and would require that this bill would have to go back through the Senate where they would have to accept or reject that motion and the senator is not present, I would think it would be best that we leave the language as is, but I appreciate your diligence.
Madam Chair, move to report.
Second.
A motion has been made and properly seconded to report Senate Bill 440. The clerk will open the roll. The clerk will close the roll. Senate Bill 440 reports on a vote of 9-0. Next, we have Senate Bill 441, patroned by Senator Bagby as well. This piece of legislation extends from 5 to 30 days the validity period of a special permit authorization, the special permit authorizing the use of license plates on a vehicle other than the vehicle of which the license plates were issued when the vehicle for which the license plates were issued is undergoing repairs in a licensed motor vehicles dealer's repair shop and when the license plates are being used on a vehicle owned by the dealer in whose repair shop the vehicle is being repaired. The bill removes a provision authorizing renewal of such permit and limiting such renewal to once per permit. Are there any questions or comments from members of the subcommittee?
Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I
Delegate
like
Austin?
the bill. If I could, possibly you could answer a question. Does the insurance transfer from vehicle to vehicle when the license plate is transferred?
We'll allow for.
Carol Jackson for DMV, and I actually don't have the answer to that, Delegate Wiley, but I'm happy. I'm sorry, Madam Chair. But I'm happy to, I'm sorry, Delegate Austin.
No, you're fine.
Okay,
That's fine.
but I'm happy to get that information. What I do know with how insurance works, it is, the vehicle is insured
Yes,
typically, and so it's while the license plate is being transferred, it is temporarily, but I will make sure that I get that answer to you and the chair.
That'll work. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't mean to hold this legislation up. I think it's a good bill. I just had that question. Thank you, Madam
Great
Chair.
point of clarity. Are there any further questions or comments from members of the subcommittee? Is there anyone in the room who wishes to speak in support of the bill?
Yes, Madam Chair and members of the committee, William Childress with the Independent Automobile Dealers Association. And to Madam Chair, to Delegate Austin's question, the transfer of insurance is in place. When the tag transfers, part of the process would be for the owner or the dealer to get the individual's insurance and transfer it over to the vehicle as well. That's part of the process.
Delegate Austin?
Madam Chair, I thank the gentleman for his comment.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Is there anyone in the room who wishes to speak in opposition to the bill? Seeing none, the subcommittee operates by motion.
Move to report.
Second.
A motion has been made and properly seconded to report Senate Bill 441. The clerk will open the roll. The clerk will close the roll. Senate Bill 441 reports on a vote of 9-0. Last but not least, we have Senate Bill 446, patroned by Senator McPike. This language is similar to that of House Bill 911, which passed the body and passed the full Transportation Committee on a vote of 16-5. Well, hold on. Let me finish. I appreciate the excitement. The senator is not in attendance today because he's authorized us to conform the language in his bill to that of House Bill 911. So what we will need to do is accept a substitute to lay the language of House Bill 911 on top of Senate Bill 446. Second. A motion has been made. All those in favor? Aye. Any objection? The substitute is before us. And now that we have conformed the language of Senate Bill 446 with that of House Bill 911, given that this is a piece of legislation we previously heard, we will not be hearing in-person testimony. Is the subcommittee operates by motion?
Madam Chair.
Delegate Austin?
Madam Chair, I offer a comment. On the 9/11 legislation, I voted against that legislation, and here's going to state why. I have absolutely no problem with a 2-year permit for temporary. The 5-year extension, I will be voting against this legislation because I would like to see those citizens be required to be on a path to citizenship to get to 5-year. The 2-year, I think, we should issue without reservation. The 5-year, I'd like to see on a path to citizenship. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Delegate Austin.
Move to report with substitute.
Second.
A motion has been made and probably seconded to report Senate Bill 446 with substitute. The clerk will open the roll. The clerk will close the roll. Senate Bill 446 reports with substitute on a vote of 6-3. As there's no further business before the subcommittee, I'll gladly entertain a motion to adjourn. All those in favor? Aye. The meeting's adjourned.